In the face of sobering statistics, like a doctor-to-patient ratio of 1 to 100,000, and medical professionals leaving the country in droves, one question keeps coming up. What is the future of healthcare in Nigeria? Welcome to the LUTH Podcast. This is the space where we explore the realities of healthcare in our country, Nigeria, cutting through the noise with expert opinions, engaging conversations, research, and innovation. But beyond that, it is also a space where you get a unique window into the entity called LUTH, the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, the people, the stories, and the system that keeps it alive. Welcome.
And what better way to begin than with the Chief Medical Director himself, the heart of LUTH and the one steering his course. Professor Wasiu Adeyemo is an oral and maxillofacial surgeon, a researcher and an academic leader with international recognition for his work on cleft lip, craniofacial anomalies, and surgical innovation. He has served as the Chief Medical Director of LUTH since 2023. So sit back, relax, grab a drink, and enjoy the conversation.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the LUTH Podcast once again. My name is Ms. Tade. I am the Director of Medical Social Services in the hospital, and with me today is Ihunaya Obi, a fourth-year medical student in the College of Medicine. And like we said earlier, we will be interviewing our one and only Chief Medical Director today. You're welcome to the podcast, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be with us today.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, sir. So I hope you don't mind us taking over your office space for this, but you have been so magnanimous, so we won't take too much of your time. We know you're a very busy person, sir. So the first question I would like to ask is that we know that being the CMD of this hospital involves you being a medical doctor first. If you hadn't gone into medicine, what do you think you would have done?
I'm not sure anybody has asked me that question again before. I'm not too sure. Wow. So maybe I've been a teacher.
A teacher?
A teacher, no. Teaching in private secondary school. Well, teaching is a job, primary, secondary, or tertiary. So probably if I didn't go to medical school, we probably definitely have been science. And most likely I'll be teaching or being in a lab somewhere.
Okay.
So that's
I mean, teaching is one part of medicine you can't take out of because you're
definitely
impacting to the next generation. So I think it goes in pari passu.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question for me would be, everybody knows you. I mean, if you walk around the hospital, CMD is coming. And I'm sure you're used to that. And we all think we know you. So can you tell us one thing that most people in LUTH do not know about you?
Wow. Okay. So I think I'm not too sure that there is anything that I am that people don't know because I've been in this system for some time. So, but what I can say is that so how do I answer the question? This is quite, I people consider me as an extrovert. And as an extrovert, people know everything about you. So, but, what people may not know, because I realized that when I became the CMD, or even before I became the CMD, people actually think I'm a very tough person. Maybe face, I'm not that tough. I relate with virtually almost everybody. And more so when you're now on this seat, there's something that is associated with it. So I remember before I became the CMD, people tell me that I've changed in terms of my patience, in terms of ability to accommodate. But that is leadership. You just have to. I believe in. I'm a student and also a teacher of a team science. Before I became the CMD, I've been teaching. I've been involved in research, and when you talk about research, it's a teamwork. So if you're not able, you don't have the ability to coordinate a team, you can't do well. You rarely see these days research being done by one person, maybe some 30, 40, 50 years ago. So for you to be able to achieve, you are putting together 20, 30, 15 people as a leader. You need to be able to coordinate them, get results. Probably that has really helped me when I became the CMD, because you can't do it alone. How much can you do? It's just for you to provide leadership. And if you want to provide leadership, you must be able to accommodate people. You know, you have the good, the bad, and the ugly. But essentially, it's being the good, maybe some bad here and there. But I think we are doing it. Thank you. I hope I was able to answer, because I wasn't expecting that. But virtually, I think people know. And for me, as people may not know that I'm also social. I socialize, I mix with people, and that's also reflecting the way we run the hospital. We work very hard. We also need to enjoy ourselves to the lead. That's why we have created some opportunities for people to interact and do well. Why not affecting the quality of care that I provide in the hospital to Nigerians? Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing that, sir. So let's step back for a moment. Before the CMD became a title, you were a young doctor with dreams and aspirations. So we'd like to ask, what first inspired you to pursue dentistry, and what keeps that fire burning even till now?
Two things. What inspired me, and the second one is
what keeps the fire burning?
Keeps the fire burning. I can talk about what keeps the fire burning, but what inspired me, honestly, I don't know. God. I've never, when I was in secondary school, I never heard about dentistry. When we are trying to fix form for jam, I never met a dentist before in my life, and I had no experience. But somehow, just came. You know, there are some things that just come like that. But what keeps the fire burning? The moment I entered into medical school, particularly when we left the preclinical school, went to the clinical school, within 1 year, I knew I was going to be an oral muscular surgeon. I knew I was going to be. So, and it was because of some people that I interacted with who are my senior, their mentor. I saw them and I wanted to be like them. So that is why no matter how much we think things have really degenerated in the country to an extent, we need to keep the system running. We need to have people who look up to us, because this is a system. This system is going to outlive all of us. Add 20 years to our age, we'll not be in this system. We'll have retired. But what about those who are going to keep? So we need to keep the system running. So when I saw those, particularly two people, so I usually mention their names. Both of them are Professor of Oral Surgery now, Professor Olubayo Fashola and Professor Juwon Arotiba. Both of them are University of Ibadan. You know, I graduated from University of Ibadan. So, and I wanted to be like them. So I didn't know what the future holds, but I knew what I wanted to be. And from there, and I wanted to be the best I can be. And that's what keeps. I'm a very passionate person. Whatever I want to pursue, I pursue it. And if it's not available, luckily for us, it's not available in the country, especially when we are doing the residency training, I made up my mind within 2 years of residency, I had to travel abroad for more studies. And so when I came back, we are doing our best to help the system, both the College of Medicine, University of Lagos, and also Lagos University Hospital. So that's.
Thank you for sharing that, sir. It's important for us to, like you said, 20 years from now, the people that are there, that are here, might not still be in the system. So it's important for people that are coming behind to have who they can look up to. And so looking back, sir, was there a moment that shaped your path into leadership and eventually becoming the CMD?
A moment. Okay, maybe let me share this with you. You know, I like I told you, I knew I was going to be a master surgeon, God help us. And I did my residency training here. there's so many things. Things have really improved. That we must say that when I was in residency training program, it was bad that we operate maybe once in a while. So things are really bad that time. So the people who are available now may not know the extent. You may not operate for 2-3 months. So I made up my mind that look, I wanted to be an emergency surgeon. I wanted to develop my competence. So I needed to, and government allow us that period to go for 1 year clinical experience abroad. I left for that. So, and we were able to, I came back, I finished my residency. I also had an opportunity to go for my PhD in Germany. I came back. But I never, when I was leaving, that period, once you left for abroad, nobody wanted to come back. But I never left Nigeria in me. As a young man, what is becoming a global village, I didn't mess up at home. So I was also doing well abroad. So whichever one so the opportunity came for me to come back home, and I came back and looking where we are doing our best to. But in terms of leadership, one thing about me is when I get into a system, I read the system very well. I understand the system. I read everything that one needs to read. So in academia, the very first thing you needed to do is to know that you are going to reach the peak of your career, being a professor. Everybody wanted to. So, and I wanted to do that for as short period as possible. So that was my first target. If you now become a professor, any other thing can come. So, and of course, as you are in academia, you know that no matter what happens, one day you are going to be something that is very certain. You are going to be the head of department. It's as certain as heaven and earth. Any other thing can come. You can be the dean, you can be the provost, you can be So I was thinking towards pure research, academic activities in the university. I was a consultant in LUTH, but I wasn't looking towards that direction until 2014, end of 2014, 2015, when the mini pass CMD, Professor Chris Body, picked me as a deputy CMAC. So that was when I went to the administration of the hospital. And from deputy CMAC to CMAC, so I happened to be the CMAC when Professor Body was leaving. And naturally, when the seat was vacant, people will apply. It would be a surprise if I didn't apply. I had all the qualification that anybody could present, so I applied. And I knew that it's a 50-50 thing. It's an appointment by the president. So if I do well, and I did very well, and here we are. So it just, like I had said to somebody, I didn't really know I was going to be the CMD, but I prepared for it. Just like I usually do, prepare for any. I didn't know because it just it's not like a head of department that whether you like it or you don't like it, one day, even if you refuse, they'll force it on you. But you need to prepare. What many people don't know is that CMDship is not. It's the process is extensive. People think it does appoint just anybody. No, you have to. People don't even know that you have to do exam. Yeah, you do exam. You are marked. You have to face panel of interview in Abuja. And here we are. My special guest of God. That's about leadership. But I must also let you know that as a teacher and a lecturer, during the time of Professor Atuye B as the college provost, Professor Ogushola as the college provost, they were trying to build leaders into the system. And as a program, we call it BRAIN, Building Research and Innovation in Nigerian Science, building research capacity, building leadership. So I was one of the key person in that project. We are building, because they knew that they were going to lead. So I was given a responsibility. So we are teaching leadership. We are teaching mentorship. So, and so many of the people that we taught, they are professors today. So that leadership has been part of and I learned a lot as a practical in class, reading, teaching, as well as the experience I've had in being the CMD. In the history of the hospital, I do not think there's anybody, and I think I'm 100% correct. 4 years as a deputy CMAC, 4 years as CMAC, as CMD. That's 8 years before you got the experience. It has never happened before. But I believe that this is just the beginning. It's going to need to happen like that because we need to develop leadership. We have people who are deputy CMAC now they are CMAC, like that. We are not going to, because one of the problems that I realized when I joined the college and LUTH is that we are many, but only very few have leadership traits. And really, it's, if you look at it as a human, you are just a product of nurture and nature. So nobody was born to say you are going to be the president tomorrow or CMD tomorrow. So, but there are some traits which you must sharpen. So which we need to, build in people. That's what we are trying to do. When everybody can make noise, but when you now say we are looking for somebody who's going to chair this committee, you have to start cracking your brain. Because people are many, but people want to take responsibility. Somebody was telling me something last week that you are looking for somebody to do something. And I rushed and came back to my office. I said, CMD, you've been saying it. Leadership here. People run away from. So we need to. It is our responsibility to actually develop. So that's it.
Thank you very much, sir. So like you said, I did not know that you needed to write exams and things like that. And I'm sure a lot of my colleagues or people outside of LUTH don't know what it entails to be a chief medical director. So please, can you walk us through a typical day in your life? What does it look like to be the CMD of a large tertiary institution like LUTH?
Okay. The typical day, okay, you come to the office. You do your work. For me, I don't like sitting down in the office. Move around. I must also let you know that when I said I didn't plan to be the CMD, but I prepared for it. I know that knowledge is power. One day you are going to be leader. Whether you're going to be minimum is a HOD, committee chair, and so I needed to develop myself. I applied for MPA, Masters in Public Administration, University of Lagos, for 2 years. As part of, just preparing myself for that. I also attended several leadership programs. I attended the surgical leadership program in Harvard. That's a 18-month program. So, and several, but I've been to Kuru, NIMS. I don't know whether you know what NIMS is. Nigerian Institute of Policy and Strategic Study, Kuru. I've attended ASCOM. Those are leadership-related institutions. I've also attended that. And several others. So, basic understanding of management, I understand. You have almost about 6 or 7 management techniques. The one that usually attracts me as an individual is management by wandering around. Particularly in this developed country. You need to see, nobody can tell me anything in LUTH. I know virtually everywhere. Because of the experience as deputy CMA and CMA, now at CMD, I don't see that in my office. I go around, see things myself. So that is the technique I believe in. Even before I became the CMD, you have to go and see things yourself. By moving around, number one, you see things going right or the other direction. By coming down from this office to interact with people will feel, I was in pediatric outpatient yesterday. I don't announce when I move around. They see me, they go, oh, MD, we have this problem. If you don't move around, you are not going to see problem. And that's why moving around gives us the idea of what we are going to do now and later. So when we are planning for example, now we are planning for 2026 budget. So myself and my team, we have an idea of what is going to be in our budget. By the time we move around, Professor Bello will tell me, CMD, we need to do this. The CMAC, Professor Oluwole will tell me, we need to do this. DA can make some suggestions. I'll write them down. So not only, we have 3 campuses here. And in LUTH, one here, I'm sure you may not know. We have 3 campuses, LUTH. We have Idiaraba here. We have Yaba. And we have Pakoto. I'm sure you have not heard of Pakoto before, So Pakoto is 250 hectares of land there. We need to develop. So that then, and of course you have meetings. Then many a times it also entails that you travel. Travel a lot. Have to go to Abuja several times. You have to attend. Last week I was in Enugu. You have travel, not for tourism, travel for work. Travel for work. And sometimes too, you don't have, you can't control your time. The minister can, okay, let me give you an example. Before I went to Enugu, the minister asked me to represent him at a program in a VI. So I came back. It's an energy program. Doing, I think they are giving prize in literature. I came back around 10:30, 11. As I was entering my house, I got a message from the ministry. The minister said I should represent him in 3 different occasions. 3 different times. One was yesterday at the College of Medicine. The other 2, all of them are in Lagos. So those are things that we do. But apart from that, come to work, go back home, watch TV, football. Before you ask me, I'm an Arsenal fan. And nobody was expecting us to win yesterday. They were 4-0. 4 unreplied goals. It's unbelievable. So that's.
Thank you very much. So let me quickly say this. Go Gunners.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Professor Bello is a Man U fan.
Oh, very sorry.
They helped us last weekend.
I know.
I was telling him, my son is a Man U fan. My house is very funny. I'm an Arsenal fan. My son is a Man U fan. That's Abib. Amida is a Man City fan. That Abiba, you don't know where she belongs. That one and her mom is primarily Man U, but she pretends that she supports us now. So, and we have a nephew of my wife who is a Chelsea fan. we living together. So you can see that
your household must be very interesting over weekends.
Very, very interesting.
Thank you very much, sir. So, thank you for sharing about yourself with us, which is why we're doing this today. But let's sort of pivot now towards the hospital. Let's pivot towards the hospital. You are the CMD of LUTH. What makes LUTH unique from every other teaching hospital in Nigeria?
Okay, yes. Thank you very much. LUTH is the only hospital, federal public hospital, that is located in the most populous city in Nigeria. Lagos, probably the most sophisticated, the commercial nerve center of the country. So people know their right. An average Lagosian that comes there is educated enough to know the left from right. So that's a problem. Because if you are not doing well, they will let you know. That's why sometimes we find ourselves in the news for negative reasons. People don't take us to the news for positive reasons. And you have 99 out of 100 positive. But when you have 1 negative, they will throw us into the... So that's number 1. Number 2, LUTH is also located. It's the only hospital. I think I've been to John Hopkins, and I was surprised that it was right in the middle of what they call downtown, but it's not as bad as our own. LUTH is also located between 2 troublesome areas in Lagos, Mushin on this side and the Idiaraba. They cause trouble every time. One happened yesterday. And it's so unique. 3, I'm not aware that there are virtually almost every specialty that is available in the country, medical, is present here. To the extent that many of the big hospitals, private hospitals in Lagos, who are the people that are servicing them, some of our consultants are there private time. So, number 4, you know that a hospital like ours, people expect so much from us. Let me give you an example. And I usually say this. There's nobody in the world, not even Nigeria, that will say that I don't know what, when you say Japa. They may not pronounce it well, but they know the meaning. And also, let me also say that Japa, the syndrome that affect everywhere, every part of the world. I'm saying this for the Gen Z. People move. It's natural. Let's talk about migration is part of the creation. People move. Otherwise, there was a point in time for those of us who believe in God, there was a point in time there was only one man on the surface of the earth, isn't it? Then the second person, a woman. Now we are about 9 billion now. It is because we migrate. People are now migrating for several reasons now. People are moving in droves from UK to Australia, to Canada, to US. I know that vacuum. Nature harbors a vacuum. That vacuum is created, so naturally people from Africa, particularly Nigeria. So that's why if anybody who says Nigeria is, I have a lot of issue with them. And I'm also saying it because of, I know that some Gen Z will watch this. The people just tag us unnecessarily. But it is unfair. It is unfair in the sense that the same people that you are tagging unnecessarily, they finish the school here. They go to UK, in so many places that they don't even need to do exams. This same system that produce them. So that means there are some things that is good about us. So we need to put that in perspective. So in terms of specialties, actually, we are also very unique. This is the only center where you have this for examination, National Medical College, across all specialties. This center is the. So we also happen to, at least in maybe one other hospital, we have maybe 2. We can compare ourselves in terms of the size of the bed space, LUTH, UCH, UMTH. So we are quite very big. And I think, and in terms of what we provide, in terms of quality of what we provide, we have the best cancer center in the whole of West Africa, not Nigeria, the whole of West Africa. And we are the only center, one single center where we have 3 linear accelerators. There's no other center in Nigeria. The maximum they will have in any public hospital is 1. We have brachytherapy machine. We have a CT simulator. We have virtually almost, it's like you find anywhere in the world. And when you're talking about medical tourism, it will interest you to know that many people who ordinarily would go abroad for cancer treatment are coming back. You know, when we were done in terms of there are no available linear accelerator in Nigeria, people move their relations abroad. Many of those people who ordinarily would go abroad, they're coming here now, and several others.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. So, I mean, you've spoken very passionately about the hospital, about the staffing, about the different professionals in the hospital. Can you tell us maybe your proudest moment so far? Because you have a while to go before stepping down. Can you tell us the proudest moment you've had to be the Chief Medical Director of the Lagos University Teaching Hospital?
Okay, thank you very much. You didn't say proud, you said proudest. Yeah. So they have to pick one. Okay, I think it was when we first did the first stem cell transplant for cure of sickle cell disease. 2 August 2024. You know, our plan, when I became the CMO, our plan, part of the mandate given to us by the president and also by the Minister of Health, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate. So, is that we are a tertiary hospital. We need to move to being a quaternary hospital. We need to provide some level of care that is higher than tertiary. And if we are able to do that, I must give kudos to previous CMDs, particularly Professor Chris Bode and also Professor Akiyoshibogu. They started you have a lot of training, a lot of things that you need to buy, you put a lot of things, but we deliver it when I'm the CMD. We deliver it when I was sick. And it was a proud moment for me. And we have done that one session. I think we have done another session. We are planning the third session. And we hope that we are going to continue to do. The reason why it is also very significant is that when you talk about sickle cell in the world, this is the center. That the number one in the world. So we should also be able to do this. And we are doing that. I want to commend the team. They've done fantastically well, despite the fact that we have very little resources to support them, particularly in terms of remuneration. But they're still doing their work. I must also thank the Sickle Cell Foundation of Nigeria. Professor Akin Yeju, chair of the Sickle Cell, and also Chief, what's the name again? Professor Bello can remind me. The chairman of Sickle Cell Foundation. I will remember. They supported us. I'm not too sure we'll be able to achieve that without them. And of course, federal government of Nigeria giving us all the support. What many people don't know, you've been here some of you have been here for 4 or 5 years. You can see the trajectory. These things are, in terms of infrastructure, you're seeing, that is federal government. And if we are able to consistent in the next 4 or 5 years, we have transformed this. 4 years ago, this hospital was not like this. Add another 4 years. If the funding continue, I believe that we need to. Because Nigerians are very sophisticated. Nigerians want the best. And they look for the best wherever in the world. So we need to. And we're also providing that. Apart from being a public hospital, we also have a private setup for those who can afford it, and they are patronizing us. So we need to be the best can be, so that Nigerians can patronize us. We are also very lucky, despite the challenges of Lagos. We also, I must say this, we are also very lucky that we are in Lagos, a state that is also supporting healthcare. Virtually every local government, there are 20 of them plus additional 37. Virtually almost every local government, they have general hospital, well equipped with consultants. They also have primary healthcare center that are well equipped. Some of the primary healthcare center have consultants. I can imagine if it was otherwise, the load on this hospital were being. So that's why sometimes we can't complain. Very close there, you have a Randu and several others. So that's.
Thank you for joining us on the very first episode of the LUTH Podcast. We are glad you stayed with us till the end. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to like, share, and let us know in the comments what stood out most to you. Your support helps us reach more people and keep these important conversations going.